What's up, everybody? I'm Zach Witovich.
And I'm Charley Burtwhistle.
It's the Building Code.
What an exciting day to be alive. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon. Normally, Zach and I have to wait until Friday to hang out.
A little Monday vibe.
Yeah, but a little Monday vibe.
How was the Monday? You know, case of the Mondays, or is it
I was
what you walk
talking to
in
someone
today?
earlier. Normally, I start really happy in the morning, and generally the Monday kind of grinds me down.
More of a burnout kind of guy.
Completely opposite today. I started this morning in a really, really bad mood, and as my day has gone on, it's just I've gotten happier and happier. And
you knew you were going to be in the studio.
That's probably what it was. It's
Hit that crescendo.
Yeah, it's coming to a peak here. And not only am I here with my BT best bud Zach, but we also get an opportunity to talk to some people experiencing Tuesday, which is always exciting. Zach, who do we got today?
This is really an interesting one today. We're having on consultants. You love consultants.
Yeah.
But these aren't just any consultants, Charlie. These are consultants from Down Under.
Down Under.
That's right. We got Scotty and Jordan from Aspire Projects. They are consultants. They work in the Australian market, specifically on Buildertrend.
Yeah, which, we love. We're big fans of Buildertrend over here at the Buildertrend HQ. So excited to talk to people that have some experience, not just with Buildertrend as a software and as a solution, but also with the construction market and the consulting on top of that too. So it's going to be a triple whammy for things that I love talking about today.
Well, let's not delay any further. Let's get them in here. Hey, Jordan. Hey, Scotty. Welcome to the Building Code. It's great to have you. How are you both doing today?
Yeah, real well. Real well. Thanks for having us on. That's it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, doing real well. Thanks.
We have not done a lot of Australian interviews. We had a couple from New Zealand. You may be actually our first in Australia proper, so congratulations.
Come on.
Got it. Starting right at the top then, hey?
That's right. I don't know if we want to stir up any New Zealand, Australian beef, here on the Building Code too quickly, but it's great to have you both on.
We're pretty good friends. We're only a ditch away. We're very good friends.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Well, you guys are obviously here today to talk a little bit about some exciting news that, we'd love to get into a little bit. But before we go down that, why don't you tell us a little bit about Aspire?
Oh, yeah. So Aspire Projects is a Australian-based consulting group. We are dedicated to all things Buildertrend. So currently we're working with 54 builders in Australia on the platform, making their ecosystems perform really nicely with the things that they're doing already on Buildertrend. We're bringing their proficiency up, we're bringing their efficiency up, and getting them confident on the platform here down under.
Yeah, that's super exciting to hear. Jordan, could you maybe tell us a little bit about how Aspire started, how long you guys have been in business, and kind of how you got to be on the Building Code right here?
Yeah, for sure. We started around about 2 years ago now and saw a gap where builders didn't really understand how to implement some of these systems and strategies into their businesses. They didn't have processes for everything they did. And we started by helping a couple of builders. And then from there, we really moved into doing a deep understanding, a deep learning with builders to get that across the line. So we started loving what we do, helping builders get there and forming those systems, processes and strategies. So been around for 2 years now, as Scotty said before, around about 54 builders, something like that. Absolutely loving what we do. Scotty?
Yeah, it was a divine intervention. Jordy and I meeting and forming the company. Like Jordy said, there was a bit of a problem out there, which was the gap where we were seeing builders struggle on the platform or not milk it for all its goodness. And having been in that space, I'm a 6-year Buildertrend user myself, and I was working with a resi builder, and I saw that, a bit of a push uphill or a bit of a choose your own adventure on the platform. Knew that the resources worked, knew that the platform was sort of bigger than the sum of its parts, I suppose, and wanted to pursue that opportunity. So that's how AP came about.
That's awesome. I'm super interested in that. So you were users of Buildertrend. Did you guys work in the construction industry, or what was your backgrounds?
Yeah, Yeah, that's my background. It's the best part of a decade in construction, on the ground, site supervision roles. So really in the trenches, there for a long time. Moved through management, project management, monitoring jobs, big, small, everything in between. And now I suppose having that PM background allows us to deal with all types of different companies that we come into contact with now. So project groups that are doing 130, 150 projects on the platform at any given time, right through to your boutique, bespoke, $2.7 million custom residential architectural jobs who are only running one or three jobs on the platform at any given time. So, my background actually with Jared. He was my original trainer, Jared Bannock.
Oh, JB,
back in the
getting
day,
a shout out.
Come on, JV, getting a shout out, and we knew we'd look after him. But he, showed me everything I knew at the time, and we just built it from there.
How about you, Jordan?
Yeah, my background a little bit different to Scotty's. So I came from a background of university or college, as you guys call it, in psychology and business, and then moving into some different operations management roles. So I was with some larger corporate companies over here in Australia, really stress testing operations management with large teams, change management, leadership development, and that sort of thing. So a lot of commercial acumen work, assessing financial data, improving systems and processes for multiple businesses. And then when I met Scotty, we started forming this idea. And when we realized what we could do in this market by helping businesses through Buildertrend, not only with the Buildertrend side of it, but by understanding what levers to pull inside their businesses when they need to do certain things, when they hit milestones or when they're not hitting milestones, setting KPIs with team, all of that sort of stuff. We came together and we saw that we could both give so much knowledge and pass on so much knowledge to builders. So from there, my construction industry knowledge grew, and I would say Scotty's commercial and change management grew at the same time. And we joined forces to help builders in the same way. So we've loved the synergy that we've had right from the start, and I think our clients have too, which has been awesome.
Yeah, I think Zach and I have had about 100 guests on here so far in the construction industry. And it's funny, it's always someone that grew up in construction has had to learn the business side of things, or someone that comes from a business operations background, sees an opportunity in construction and learns that. So you guys kind of have both heads of the double-headed monster there, which is a really, really unique position to kind of go 2 for 2. So I'm really interested to dive into kind of what your service specifically offers. And I'm sure no two clients are the same, but can you kind of walk us through kind of typically high level, someone comes to us and they may be interested in our services and how we actually go about helping them?
Typically, I like just originally actually to tell the journey a bit. We would dip in and out of accounts and basically just try and do little bits here and there on a consulting role. That really progressed when we took a deep dive and stood back and went, the builders aren't getting as far as we would like to see them get. So then our product and service changed into what we now call an implementation. And it's a full service, 6-week understanding with multiple components that addresses every facet of their BT interaction. So starting with macro conversations about their team, who's doing what, how they're doing it, a full what you would call on-site implementation. And most of this business for us is conducted via video. We have some in-service meets. We do fly to Sydney regularly. We're based in the northern New South Wales area, just shy of Queensland there in Australia. And basically that implementation, Jordan, maybe you can take it a bit further there, but basically is a 6-week version of fully getting your head around Buildertrend and all of its moving parts.
Yeah, what we want to understand with the builders is how each system and process works. And if things aren't going to work for a builder or their team isn't big enough for it, then maybe they're not ready for it. But if their team is there, ready, willing, capable, able, we do train right to the nth degree. We get right in the details so that they're building these systems and processes not for the next year, but for the next 5 years or for the next decade. But the different types of clients we see, it's funny to ask. We meet all the builders where they're at. We've seen smaller builders with really highly developed teams and larger builders with not a lot of systems and processes behind them because they have just really rapidly expanded or are along their growth journey. They haven't put the time into solving each part of it. So a wide range of builders when they come to us.
And then are those typically, Jordan, maybe you could expand a bit more, are they people that have typically bought Buildertrend and are kind of stuck in the implementation, or are they net new clients that know they need something and don't know where to start or who to go to?
Yeah, that's one of our first questions. We ask, where in the Buildertrend journey are you? And some builders might be hunting around for softwares. So when they come to us, they pick our brains about what works, what doesn't work, how it can support their business, if they would be the right fit, if it ties in with their estimating platform, how hard the transition is, all these sorts of things, how good the support is, how deep their understanding can be. We also see a lot of, I would say we see more builders that are into the Buildertrend journey. So in that first year, or sometimes, I mean, Scotty, you could probably talk as well. Like we've got clients that are 6-8 year users of Buildertrend. They've been going on Buildertrend since you used to pay for starts on BT way back in the day. And yeah, they've seen all the different software changes and upgrades. And they also love what we've got to offer as well, because they might have tackled some of the easier to understand parts of it. And from there, if I mean, you guys know you've interviewed over 100. Do builders have time? Not generally. So they haven't like done the full circle to go back and look at what they might have missed at the start.
It makes a ton of sense.
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead, Scotty.
No, I was just going to build on that. I mean, those intricate parts that are missed. Normally the surface value, yep, I can pump out a daily log. It's changed my world. I'm killing it. Through to, hang on a sec, we never connected this properly to Xero, particularly in the Australian environment. Not as much QBO. We've got about 5% of our clients on QBO, but Xero. How does it intimately connect? How does it talk? How does it perform? How does it work per supplier? All these types of things, like Jordan said. Who's got time for that? So this is why, our company is excelling, because the businesses that we work with are seeing great value in us coming in, not only doing this, where we're workshopping and saying, hey, did you know this is possible? But coming around the back and full on doing the implementation. So we're scoped to actually come into their system and literally push the buttons with them and for them to get them across the line. I think that's what our service offers. That's a little bit different to the average consulting. We will actually come alongside and be typing that out, pulling it, templates, connecting suppliers, all these types of nitty-gritty things that if you don't get them across the line, you'd be wondering why you started in the first place. That's what we found.
That's awesome. And I was poking at your website. Love the very scientific suck, not suck, x-axis. I'm going to steal that. And then it sounds like you even have a recurring model too. You can have ongoing support even beyond the implementation.
Yeah, what we find is after builders have gone through, that's generally about 6 weeks that we see with them covering every facet of Buildertrend. What we find is sometimes builders don't want to do all the parts of what we call project management. I mean, there's parts, again, that they understand or that they have to have tight control over, but there's lots of different parts of it where they can subcontract it out. So when they're setting up projects, whether it be in schedules or if there's parts of it like estimations, bringing estimations from external estimating softwares onto the platform, and then forming up bids and tenders, forming up purchase orders to send out to suppliers, things like that. When they need support with those things, we're now a resource that builders can reach for, who intimately understand Buildertrend, who intimately understand the Australian market, and who are trusted in this market as well. So we've got builders that do, reach back to us for that in time as well. One of the cool things about that reoccurring offer that we do have as well is when builders get a new team on, sometimes it's hard to take the time out to train those site supervisors, or chippies, we call them in Australia. Not sure what it is in America.
It's not as fun
to train. It's the same, is it?
It's not as fun to say.
Oh, it's fun to say.
Chippy says way cooler. I think that's what we should go with, but it's not that.
For sure, you should use it with some of your American podcast interviewees as well. But yeah, we train those guys as well, so that they've got a really good understanding of Buildertrend for their first day when they start on the site with the guys. So yeah, some good fun products that we've got with our builders.
That alone probably is worth the price, whatever it may be. I've actually did the service that you guys are doing through Buildertrend. I was an on-site consultant, so I traveled around, a little shorter engagement, not as long, but a lot of remedial, a lot of field crew folks training, and that is definitely one of the biggest stressors that our business owners struggle with, is like, I don't even feel comfortable with the software. How can I help the people out in the field be comfortable with the software?
100%. And to riff on that, Zach, I mean, every ecosystem is different. I don't know if we've said that yet, but the customization, any point where you make a trigger change, like in Australia, we have cost plus contracts or fixed price contracts or AP 4000, like so many different types of contracts. And then any number of those combinations will make that particular team react to the platform in a different way. So off the back of the on-site, you would have also seen that the customization is fully present. So teaching BT to one group of individuals is so different to the next. And that's why what Jordan was saying there with our Aspire Care product, which is a reoccurring product, it's based on video training. It's the shots are taken inside of their system, so the language is familiar. And on top of that, we know their system intimately, which is different to like, hey guys, we're going to teach you a generic version of BT. So I think that's where the guys are seeing value. It takes a lot of attention to detail to get that quality assurance right and not just pump the quantity. But yeah, that's what it looks like in that rolling version. And like Jordan said, we're project managers at heart. So we know how to interpret a contract, how to bring all the best strengths of Buildertrend to influencing the contract, how to handle PSs and PCs by using the change order function instead of actually, or however else you would actually deal with it. I'm not sure how these days, because BT is so good at handling fixed price contracts in that manner. So yeah, it's just interesting to go on that customization as well.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to think about the origins of Buildertrend and where we got to be today. You know, bootstrapped company, just, you know, 3 friends in their garage, really just building the product as new customers were coming in and asking for new things. So inadvertently, we created a really, really robust product that can work for almost everyone. But on the flip side of that is it's so customizable that it can be really, really tough for exactly what you just talked about.
Sure.
A residential guy that has internal employees and their own design, you know, firm with them versus, you know, a roofer that just wants to go out and they need to have different scheduling and things like that. So having some of your area of expertise that knows how it applies and relates to each one of those specific customer types or builders, you can use it a million different ways, right? And so that's where we struggle, especially Zach on our customer success force.
Me specifically.
Yeah, this is where this is Zach's problem to have, is how can you, you know, make it easy to onboard for all those different types of customers that may want to use it. And I think that we found, and why we're excited to partner with you guys, is a lot of times the best way to do that is just strap up in the saddle beside someone, give them 6 weeks, and we'll show you exactly how to do it.
The Australian market is a big book of business for us. We have a lot of customers that the Australian team is great. They do amazing work, but they've had to learn
and growing.
And they've had to learn your guys' entire, not just like, you know, Buildertrend, not your culture, your construction processes are a lot more formal. The barrier to entry has a higher sophistication. There's a whole level up, like to be on that team. Even you kind of have to be a little bit of a proven commodity internally at Buildertrend, because it is like so advanced and they kind of get hammered with like very nuanced questions. So I'm not surprised that in 2 years you're already up to 54 customers, you're probably struggling to even like address how much demand you're getting. How big is your team? I'm curious.
We're still less than 5, Zach. So
Wow.
We're lean and mean, mate. So we operate with a few sort of talent outsourcers as well. But basically you're looking at the front of house. I mean, typically we try and control it by the 2 guys you're looking at right now. And that's the way we're maintaining quality. We're actually keeping those numbers specifically down. We're taming the funnel so that everyone gets that same access to quality. And we're not interested in taking 16 builders a week. We're going to be keeping it lean and mean. And the flow seems to be quite stable and situated at the moment, which is helpful. But we call it out if it's coming into too much influx, particularly when we start hitting the bigger companies and they want more resources, etc. We're just shaping accordingly. We're no stranger to big teams. Jordan used to run a large team with 11 directs and 140 in the team. So we know how to scale. We're just pulling the right levers. We like lean and mean as well. It still has a really good space for quality. So that's the answer to the team question. But watch this space. I mean, yeah, we're growing too. So
that's awesome. Yeah. No, I really respect the discipline. It's really easy to overpromise and underdeliver, and to have the opposite mindset, long-term growth, long-term strategy focused on delivery first and acquisition second. So that's amazing. I am curious.
We tell guys we're going to be around for a while.
Yeah.
Like we're not just a flash in the pan. We want to rack up a good decade. We're here to stay. I think that's a different mentality when you come in, and I won't rat on the solar installation guys, but sometimes you can start a whole company, just be doing 50 solar installations, and then you're out. You're lost on the next government bonus. But that's not our intention. We're here to stay. We've built the base slowly. It didn't happen overnight. This is potentially for our business to come to this fruition. It's probably been 10 years in the making. Different things that have happened in the market, different interactions that have happened to culminate to this position. But yeah, sorry, Zach, you had another question.
No, that's fantastic. Jordan, you unmuted yourself. Is there anything you want to add?
No. Scotty's pretty much covering it all there.
One question where I was going to kind of take it is like, what are the biggest challenges that a builder faces with Buildertrend in the Australian market? I'm curious.
A good one.
Yeah.
Where do you want us to start?
Well, yeah, it's like, yeah, you could go down it's a whole other episode. We'll have to have you guys back. But number one thing that you're solving with your consulting that you think that customers that you want them to know that you're there to help.
Sure. We didn't discuss this offline, and we don't really have a favorite, but one that comes up that is convoluted is the tax question. GST is a big one, which has turned some clients off. And it's one of the main reasons why they don't connect their system financially to their accounting software. So we have regular conversations with accountants, bookkeepers, etc., that we have to do the cultural acceptance dance with, which is basically, hey guys, there's a new way of processing a bill. It starts in Buildertrend. If that business owner has decided that project management trumps your tax obligation at the start of the journey. But having intimate knowledge of the platform, we're actually telling and educating builders that, you know what, you can actually have both. If you set your system up correctly and you talk about what you want to finish on, as opposed to just when you get a Buildertrend account, it just sort of says connect your cost codes. And people go, yeah, why not? And they royally cook it, to be honest, because they don't know how it's supposed to interact with their financial software. So that would be the big ticket one for me. It's one of the ones we talk about most. Yeah. Jordan's probably got another favorite.
No. I think along the same vein, I think one thing from being outside of the building industry, coming into the building industry that I've noticed, one of the biggest differences is when you're in a commercial environment, when you're in operations management roles, it seems anywhere but the building industry, you can get live data on everything, all the touch points, all the financial data at the drop of a hat, right? In a building industry, especially with Buildertrend and accounting softwares and that sort of thing, if builders is either one, spread across too many platforms, or two, don't have their platforms connected and coherent, they don't actually have an understanding of what the influences are to their projects. So from my background, how can you possibly make decisions on each week, each day with your team on the fly when you don't have the right data coming in? So one of the most empowering things we do is towards the end of our implementations, we can solve those financial questions with the builders, not for the builders, because they need to have an intimate understanding of it so that they can hit the ground running on their next project, as I said, for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. So when things start on Buildertrend and they understand the inputs and outputs of data and what levers to pull when those things change, then they feel so much lighter at the end of it. I'm sure you guys get the same thing in the States as well.
We do, 100%. And it's one of the most satisfying things to hit as a customer success person is when you convince them, but then you deliver on it. You can just like almost feel it in their entire soul. Like, there's this sense of relief that we're gonna be successful. We're gonna get through this turbulence.
You don't know what you don't know, Zach. And I mean, when we have the pleasure now of being connected, sort of like, on like a multi-account, and we see the back end of everything. And if we could just dump that knowledge on a builder to say, hey, look, it is possible. Because if you're living in a world where it's been, I've got clients in mind that have been on the system 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they haven't cracked it because they maybe didn't know who to talk to outside. They got good training from BT direct support, but it didn't influence their strategy, those types of things. And then we come in and say, can I just give you some screenshots of what this might look like moving forward? And they go, oh, you can get there? Yeah, well, let's just break that down.
Sometimes you just need to see that it works. And I think at the start of our journey, that was more challenging because we had less examples. But I mean, 50 businesses now is nothing to sneeze at. Sorry. So we've seen everything from volume or project companies, as we call them in Australia, all the way to custom residential, to bathroom companies. You use the example of roofing companies that use Buildertrend for their project management aspects. So we've seen such a wide range of it all now. And I would say that we have an example for everything, which is really good. And they all work on Buildertrend. So we're seeing such a shift in Australia to move towards the premium software, which is Buildertrend. And we love seeing that shift from builders as well.
That's amazing. Well, I think we should probably get the exciting news at this point in the podcast. So, we obviously had you guys on to talk about our relationship. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, for sure. Scotty's background with Jared Bennick years ago. They developed that relationship over time, and we've been pursuing something with Buildertrend over the last 2 years of our business. Ever since the start, we knew that we would be able to interact with the Australian market quite well, and we're excited to release the knowledge to everyone that we've now got a pilot agreement with Buildertrend. So we're absolutely stoked to be partnered with Buildertrend moving forward in Australia. It's such an exciting time for us and an exciting time for Australians as well moving forward, that they have a resource to draw on in us. And we can represent the face of BT in Australia, which is awesome.
Anything you want to add, Scotty?
No, I'm just, it's crazy that it's finally eventuated, like big corp moves slow. You would take that as a compliment and also, a stick, but it feels like the right timing. I know many consultants have come and gone on Buildertrend, but this feels about right. It does feel like an organic journey to this point. Calling out JB again and saying, you know what, Dan and Eric, and there's a few guys that have come to the party that have really seen the value of what we do, seen our attention to detail and gone, we want to partner with that. And the same is in reverse, because we really want to become the go-to for Aussie builders. We really feel like that's going to be our call here for the next long while. And so the pilot solidifies that, and it really actually just gets us excited because it firms up a future for BT. Because, the way we arrived on BT, we tell clients this all the time. We did a software analysis. We did your Procores and your NextSpheres and your Build Exacts and we did it all. And we have an active observation of those platforms' movement. But the juggernaut of Buildertrend, the 20 years experience, the maneuverability that's coming to the fore now is unstoppable. And so how can you not want to partner with that? You know, we're throwing the bias in now. We're really getting behind it and going, this is all we do. We know Buildertrend intimately, and we want to share that with Aussie builders.
100%. And what we're trying to do in the background there as well is to link Aussie Buildertrend users together. So not only do we want to see individual businesses absolutely kill it on Buildertrend so that they can move their business forward, but one of the biggest missing links we see in Australian builders, and you might be able to talk about American builders as well, is that sometimes they don't talk to each other. So they might feel isolated or in a silo. So bringing that community together, like it's Scotty can talk about this as well. Like it's our goal to see every Buildertrend user using Buildertrends at 85% proficiency and efficiency or more, because we know that when they do that, they can excel their business like all the way into the future. And then when they talk to each other about it, solve problems with other builders and that sort of thing, it creates a sense of community where they can ask these questions.
Now that's got me excited.
Yeah, I was just thinking too. I wish we would have brought in some champagne for that one. That would have been the perfect time to pop it right there. Unfortunately, 4 p.m. on a Monday in the States, at least, is probably not the acceptable time to be.
And it's better than 7:40 in the morning over here.
Oh, great point.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Well, mimosas, on a Monday.
Yeah,
is a
we'll
little
count that.
more, social acceptance. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No, but we obviously are super, super excited too. I think everyone here recognizes the value and have been trying to figure out the right way to do it. Zach talks about the on-site consulting motion that we have, where you go and spend a couple days there, and we're trying to develop like the Buildertrend University, and we're trying to figure it out in the States, and then you guys have already done it in Australia. And so I think that the learnings and the motion and the synergies between the two is something that everyone here is super fired up about. And I think also just like having the opportunity to talk to you guys about what you're seeing and what you're hearing is invaluable feedback for us at Buildertrend too, especially like on our product and CS floors and things like that. It's like, hey, these are the things that if you fixed would make life infinitely easier, and hearing it streamlined through 2 people as opposed to a couple thousand that we work with, I think will be really, really valuable too. So yeah, we're fired up. I'm fired up. Zach's fired up. It's going to be a beautiful partnership for sure.
So good. We're not Buildertrend Uni just yet, guys. Just to correct you there, Charlie.
Not yet. You just got to have a vision, right?
Hey, look, it might be coming. So watch this space. But yeah, no, it's a pleasure. Yeah, for sure. We're really excited. Yeah. Dates and ready to go. We've got executed contracts and ready to go. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, guys, we are just at time, so we need to run, but we really appreciate your time today to talk about this exciting partnership and really your guys' expertise on Buildertrend. I am blown away by the information you shared with us. And for our listeners out there, we will link to aspireprojects.co on our Australian market. We hope you'll go and check out Scotty and Jordan. I think it's going to be well worth the investment.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. We can't wait to be on here next time with you, talking about all the builders that we've had since and the success stories out of those as well. Zach and Charlie, thank you so much for your time this morning or this afternoon in your time.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you guys.
We just had Scotty and Jordan from Aspire Projects down in Australia. Off air, we got a little invite to go out in Australia, so we got to work that one. But Charlie, as I always like to ask, what'd you think?
I thought that was a fantastic interview. I understand why our corp dev team was so excited to partner with them after talking with them, 2 incredibly bright individuals that I think have you kind of hit on this a little bit, the right mindset about what they're wanting to provide the customers. It's not a land grab, not a money grab. They truly believe in what they're offering and the business that they have. And so does Buildertrend, which is why we wanted to establish that kind of official partnership there. So I think it's going to be really, really good for the Australian market. I think it's going to be really, really good for Buildertrend. It seems like a home run, and I'm excited. They made a comment at the end there. I would love to have them back on 6 months, 1 year from now, and talk about how it's been going, the success stories, and how they're growing, because I think it's a really interesting business.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's a step in a direction that Buildertrend hasn't done a lot of, to have kind of official partners that do kind of coaching and teaching and best practices around our software, but they're proven experts. They've leaned on them in customer success to be a strong partner, strong advocate for us. So it was kind of fun to see this long-standing relationship blossom into something bigger. And, ultimately they're going to know their Australian market probably a little bit better than we do. And so we're going to lean on their expertise. We talked a lot about some awesome stuff internally, in the interview around like best practices in building. I got the sense of genuineness and truly kind of understanding the Buildertrend platform and seeing the potential of it.
Yeah.
And so you need people who are your evangelists, your warriors that will go and not just be, whenever we speak up about Buildertrend, of course, they're gonna be like, Charley, Zach, that's who pays you. Like you are going to be advocating for Buildertrend. To have other people in our corner makes you really excited.
Yeah. Well, joke's on you. I actually don't get paid by Buildertrend. Yeah. I'm just volunteering.
Wow.
Here.
I
bet you didn't know that, did you?
A bomb here. We got 2 huge announcements. Charley just turns out he's an easier problem to get rid of than I thought.
Yeah.
No, we love you, Charley.
Well, thank you.
I'll pull some strings, get you a little kickback.
A little gift card or something. No, just kidding. I get paid. Great episode. Excited to go down to Australia. And how cool would that be if we joke about going on visits and visiting our podcast guests, and then the one we finally do is in Australia.
Yeah, we couldn't even spare expenses like Kansas City, but I'm sure they'll put us down to the Gold Coast of Australia. That's got to be affordable.
Yeah, I can't imagine why not.
Yeah.
We'll drive there if we need to.
Well, you're a data scientist. I say you run that ROI. All right, we're going long on the outro. Thank you so much for joining us today on The Building Code. We hope you loved it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out where all podcasts are available.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for exclusive content brought to you by Buildertrend.